Hey, so I'm feeling totally knocked out. Um, System like overwhelm from this post-psychosis PTSD, and wanted to make a video to document it, to face it, to help with integration. And for those who haven't watched my other videos, I had a really big psychotic break or psychotic episode last year, which was undiagnosed but did like untold damage to myself, my family, the community, and I ended up in prison. I ended up, you know, many other things too. It kind of escalated, for maybe like a year and a half, and then peaked like last December 2024, with prison in the UK. But before that, had damaged my hand from fighting, had surgery on that. I'd been robbed by people, I'd put myself in stupid situations, I'd hurt people, damaged relationships. Just not been in a good way for some time, and really feeling all of those like reverberations through my body, through my system, and it's like I can do two things about this, it seems, like face it head on, confront it, so to speak, acknowledge how I'm feeling, acknowledge where I'm at, look into the eye of the beast, or distract myself, run away, hide. And like I'm no longer using any medicines, drugs, no longer self-medicating. So that second option is like out the window. So now it's kind of like, well, I've got to face this and process this and integrate this. And it's really scary, even though it was undiagnosed, and it was such a big event, and it had such an impact, and I'm still paying that off now, through community service and all of that kind of stuff. And that was just like the pinnacle moment, but before that there was so many things that happened which led up to it, and I still like get flashbacks of all of those. I still dream about those things. I still feel it in my body, like one comment or one meeting with a friend or family or one something could just like ignite my whole nervous system, send it into overdrive, to the point where I need to kind of sleep or rest or just kind of reset. And I'm feeling that today. My mum came back from traveling. She's been away for a month, and the last time she came back was like 8 months ago. My brother and I picked her up from the airport, and it happened again today. She came back, picked her up from the airport, but it took me back to the start of that sobriety journey 8 months ago, and it took me back to the everything that was going on when I was just coming out of that psychotic episode. And I would have thought like 8 months sobriety would have helped something at least with this, and yet it's kind of just made it more profound, more real, more electric. and it's really highlighted that I need some other kind of tools, techniques, mechanisms to integrate all of this post-psychosis, PTSD. I'm thinking about starting a microdosing of magic mushrooms, and that's bringing up a whole load of feelings because of previous substance abuse. And yet I've been researching, and I heard it's brilliant for people with PTSD to do a structured regimen program with magic mushrooms over the course of a few months, and practice of meditation and going to the gym, going to the sauna, continuing up all of those things. And it's so difficult because something, we just set it off, and I just end up going down a rabbit hole. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm very much in the thick of it, very much kind of in the woods with this one still. And there's also this perspective that all of this I'm experiencing is going to fade away and be consumed by death. And it's so true. And it comes to mind when I speak like this and integrate and voice this. And yet, like the sweat on my brow, or like the beating of my heart, or the triggering, or the dreams that come from remembering these states of mind, these places, these thresholds that I was interacting with. Like, those things are real, bodily, experiential, undeniable. So whilst this is all going to get consumed by death, I'm very much living it and feeling it and traumatized to some extent by it. So, making this video for my future self, documenting it for him, that magician, that alchemist who is going to have to re-engineer things, is going to have to rehabilitate themselves, is going to have to rebalance themselves. He's going to have to find the way to live with and deal with all of this in a sober, grounded way, to remember also that part of myself who willingly brought themselves into this situation, who wanted to go to those fringes of the mind, those thresholds of the mind, which he also knew he may not return back from. Wanting to honor that part, spoken about in other videos, that 16-year-old boy who wanted to go to the edges of what it means to be human, and sanity and madness, and that fine tightrope, and who took on that journey, and who gave everything for that journey and surrendered to that journey, but now is in the thick of it. Now is totally consumed by it, and is figuring how to move, how to integrate back to that place that he once came from, but with all of this newfound wisdom and perspective and learning and teaching and blessing. So yeah, like right deep down in the belly of the whale, and can't pretend that this isn't where I need to be, and yet it's fucking challenging. And this post-psychosis PTSD is fucking tough, and yet this is the journey. Okay, ciao.